let us continue with environmental applications, the first chapter, that is the case studies. Now, because of soil erosion, there are some places which are totally damaged, but there are two case studies we are learning today where it has come back to normal and there is lush green vegetation there today. So first one is Auroville. Auroville is in Tamil Nadu, in Villupuram, and it was started by a person called Meera Alfassa. She is called a mother of this place because she is the one who started with all the work. Now this is in Tamil Nadu, just about Tamil Nadu here, Auroville. It was a place with hot red soil, totally burnt soil, and there was no vegetation. Even a small tree could not be seen there. Later on, what they did was, the mother Meera Alfassa, along with the architect who helped her was Roger Engers, who designed this place. They started with all the things like afforestation. Then they started with reforestation. Then check dams. Sustainable agriculture, solid waste management, like composting, etc. Then also energy conservation was done. Every house had alternative fuel or alternative sources of energy. Now this was started in the year 1968 in Villupuram. That is just above Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry. They created a green belt with all these facilities. The green belt, people who worked for this were called green workers. So under the mileage of Meera Alfassa, they worked together hand in hand to create this green belt. Every house used alternative sources of energy. Then they always used eco-friendly methods of solid waste management, etc. And also like vermicomposting was used. They carried out training programs for people in the place to get better quality of this agriculture, etc. Then there was awareness among everyone. The green workers created awareness among the people of the place about all these things what they wanted to do. So all this have started giving them employment. The benefits were the village people were employed, and today they are making their own things like incense sticks, then soaps, herbal soaps, matchsticks, and even they have a shop in our mall the Goa. They have a Auroville shop where all this handmade paper, etc. is sold there. So in case you go there, you can visit. Now, so today you cannot make out that it was a deserted place. It is a lush green vegetation, self-sustained place. They have everything in that place today. So one example is this. Second example is TBS, that is Tarun Bharat Sangh. Tarun is young Indians, and it is a committee who changed a place like Rajasthan into a very lush green vegetation area. So what they did was, they followed the same steps. First they studied the topography of the place so that they can work better. This was led by Rajendra Singh, a person called Rajendra Singh, along with some students and some professors of the Jaipur University, they came together and all of them worked together using the university campus at first, and later went to all the whole of the village. So in Rajasthan, this is here. When they studied the topography of the place, they came to know about that place, what was required. There were dry rivers, seasonal rivers had dried out completely. So they started with the same things like massive reforestation, afforestation, then restricted grazing. Grazing was restricted, that overgrazing was stopped. Then they built many johats and kunds. These are rainwater harvesting structures, traditional ones. There is johats and kunds, where the three sides of the place is built to fill water, and the water is stored in these areas. Whereas kunds are structures which are like inverted cup and saucer. So these two, like they built about 5,000 to 6,000 johats and kunds in the area, as well as some tanks and wells were also built to store water, because it's a very arid area, dry area. So when water is there, it evaporates soon. So kunds were like places where the water is here and it is covered by cement structure, and there is a small place here for water to be drawn from the well like area. Whereas johats, johats are just three-side built areas. On three sides it's built, and on one side it's open, so that the water can be taken from that place. They banned illegal hunting also. Then cutting trees. They banned illegal hunting, cutting trees or felling of trees. They started a water parliament with a few members of that group who can help conserve water by finding out in each household how much water is used, how much water is saved. So this way they could help them. They started a school for small children, where free education was given, where every village can send their children there without any payment of fees. There was a lot of work done for women and child welfare also. So in each of these, what happened was, after all these, the seasonal rivers which had become dried completely, they started flowing, they became perennial. There was always water there. And what was happening here was, women had to go long distances to fetch water for the family. So that was stopped. Men had to migrate for jobs in a long distant places. That was also stopped. So the yield became more. Instead of in one season they were growing one crop with lot of efforts, they could grow now 2 to 3 crops, and there was self-sufficiency in the village. They need not go to far off places for their jobs or also to fetch water. So this way the place was totally changed from a very dry place with lot of soil erosion and all to lush green area. Fuel wood crisis. What is fuel wood crisis? In the villages, about 70% of the people of India are in rural areas, so they are still using fuel wood or firewood or logs, blocks, bolts, the timber which is not used for buildings or constructions are used as fuel wood or firewood for cooking. So there are some bad effects on the environment as well as health. Now, why do they use fuel wood? First is because it is cheap and affordable. Because it is cheap, they can afford it. They have no knowledge about the alternative sources of energy in the rural areas, or less knowledge. The fossil fuels are costly, so they cannot buy. That is also another reason. And fossil fuels are not available every time in large quantities. The effects of firewood is on both environment as well as health. Some effects on environment we are learning are, because it produces a lot of smoke and particulate matter or aerosols, what happens is it remains in the air and it causes greenhouse effect. Because they are greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide is the main greenhouse gas, so these gases lead to greenhouse effect and also global warming later on. Now, another thing is, because it is there in the air, it causes decreases the groundwater table and also agricultural productivity because it harms the soil. Then, because it is the smoke is warm, it causes the temperature to rise of the environment. Then some habitat is lost because of the greenhouse effect and global warming. Now, when we use firewood, a lot of trees are being cut, so it causes deforestation, which is a direct cause of soil erosion. So soil erosion will have many more consequences, which I've learned in the first chapter, that is loss of fertility, lack of production, etc. Now, coming to the effects on health, mostly it is the women who cook around in the house and they are near the firewood all the time. So it is very important for their health, mostly women, health of women. It causes some, the smoke and the particulate matter, when you breathe, it causes some problems like respiratory disease, like asthma, then cardiovascular disease, heart disease, etc. It also causes irritation and redness of the eyes, and in the long run, when you cook in the firewood for a long time, they have smokeless chullas, but still it causes corneal damage. Sometimes it also causes nausea and irritation and headache. Some particulate matter may be carcinogenic, that is cancer causing, so it can also cause lung cancer because we are inhaling the smoke every day. They are inhaling the smoke every day. And the last is, when you are cleaning the vessels, they become dark, black with soot. So you are really, women are really affecting the hand and skin of the hand. Then, after a long time, they might have some problem in judgment because this smoke is very bad for health. And also age early. Judgment is lost, and also it is one of the aging factor for the people in the house where the smoke is a very bad thing. Okay, till this much is done for today. So please go through the notes which are given and make your own notes from them. Thank you.